Hey guys, haven't made a video in about 3 weeks, but I thought today was the perfect opportunity. I had an allergist appointment today. If you haven't seen on my Facebook page, you see that my hair is completely gone, and I cut it all off, and it's like 20 plus inches gone. I think it's really cute. I like it. I'm getting to like spike it up now. My neighbor has breast cancer, and I'm really close with her, and she had to have a double mastectomy about a month ago, probably in about a month and a half. And she started her chemo. I took her to a first chemo appointment, and then about a week later, her hair started falling out. So her and her daughter, which is my best friend, came over to the apartment one night and had the clippers in her hand, and she said, "It's time." So we all just stood there hugging each other and crying, and then her daughter shaved her head in the apartment. So that's when I went and decided to get mine shaved. Of course, it's not all gone, but that was the original plan. But my hairstylist got it to this length and went to go wash it to get the little fuzzies out. And she kind of styled it up a little bit, and I was like, hey, this is kind of cute. I want to keep it like this. So this is my new hairdo. I'm happy with it. I think it's really cute. It's definitely different for me. I've had long hair my whole entire life. So, doctor's appointment today. I had a really bad breakout over the last few days. Really bad. It got really bad last night. I literally felt like I was on fire. So, as you remember from the last video, my Chapel Hill appointment, Dr. Edwin had put me on a higher dose of the Plaquenil, which was the medicine that took 10 to 12 weeks to work. Well, this appointment with my allergist here in Pinehurst was the follow-up appointment to that medicine because it should have been working by now, which it is not. Which is a bummer because, she's had very high success rates with Plaquenil in other patients. So I was really hopeful that this was going to work, but it didn't. So I've been really hurting and swollen the last few days, which the hives never go away, but they kind of, chill a little bit. But it's been just, I hardly got any sleep last night. It was to the point, it was just ridiculous. So I go today and I tell her all this and about me running low grade fevers and everything. And she brought up another thing that we had talked about a few months ago. And she wanted to do a biopsy because she's fairly certain that this is what I have. Which she knows for sure I have the autoimmune disease, which is the antibodies attacking the histamine cells and causing the hives, because that showed up in my blood work. So I have that, and she is also thinking now that I have urticarial vasculitis, which sounds kind of scary. What that is, the blood vessels, the small blood vessels in my body become inflamed, and that causes hives. I mean, I'm not really sure how that works. I'm not as educated on that. This is something new to me. So they did a biopsy today. I know it looks like really small, but it was kind of freaky because she took a chunk out of my arm right here. And there's a stitch in it, so I have to go back in 10 to 12 days to have the stitch removed. Didn't hurt at all. They numbed it, but it was just kind of freaky looking down and seeing her push this thing into my arm, and then a big hole, not big, but how dramatic. This hole about that size come out of my hive, and just blood was pouring down my arm, and I'm like, this ain't gonna do. And then she threaded the needle and tied the stitch. It was just all kind of crazy. Then I had to go have blood work done at LabCorp, which they couldn't get a vein, of course, so I have to hydrate and go back Monday to see if they can get it again. So the medicine I will be starting if the biopsy comes back positive, which she's fairly certain it will, is called Dapsone. And the reason why I had to have blood work done today is because there is a gene mutation that very, very few people have. that if you have this and you take Dapsone, it is very toxic to your body because your body cannot break down this medicine, and it just basically sits in your body and is toxic to you. So she said she's almost certain that I don't have that, but because it's like 99.999% of people don't. But knowing my luck, I'll be the 0.0001% that does, and I start on this medicine and like kill over or something. So if I don't have that gene mutation and the biopsy comes back positive, I'm going to start on Dapsone. And I'm pretty sure she's going to start me on some corticosteroids again, which is prednisone. There's a couple other different ones too. I'm not sure, which I hate being on steroids. So that's basically what went on today. I looked it up because, like I said, it's new to me. I know a lot about chronic urticaria. I know almost nothing about urticarial vasculitis. It said that the urticarial vasculitis is uncommon, and there are no well-researched estimates of how frequent it is. So it's not very common. Which, if this is what I have, it would very well explain why none of my medicines have been working, because we were treating just for the chronic urticaria, the autoimmune disease, and not treating the blood vessels, the small blood vessels that are becoming inflamed, which that could be very dangerous. And there's a lot of things that could cause that, a lot of underlying diseases, autoimmune diseases, lupus, leukemias, cancer, which leukemia and cancer on the same spectrum. Some drugs, including antibiotics, drugs to treat high blood pressure, and certain diuretics can cause this. There's a bunch of things, so I'm not sure if this comes back positive and I start this Dapsone, if then we're going to be looking for an underlying cause of this and what's going on, because not just the chronic urticaria. I have a lot of other stuff going on that has been untouched, basically. And the primary doctor I've been seeing, I mean, I really don't like him that much. I mean, I'm breaking out like all over my neck right now. You can't see it. He basically just like brushes me off and treats me as if I'm fishing for medicine, which I'm not. I'm on enough medicine, which I get to drop the Plaquenil, which was the medicine that is an immune suppressant, which is good. But if I get on steroids, that's an immune suppressant also, so it's kind of like trading one evil for the next. So if it comes back negative and I don't have to be put on the Dapsone, the next step is the Xolair, which are the once a month or every 2 weeks injection that it's really hard for your insurance to like get on board with. I don't know why, but they're thousands of dollars a piece. So if it comes to that, I'm sincerely hoping my insurance, which I have really good insurance, but I'm really hoping my insurance will be like, hey, let's look back at these medical records and see what's going on. Oh, she's been dealing with this for a year with, no help. We're going to go ahead and pay for these shots. So, that's basically where we're at right now with that. I don't know, I was really, really, really upset and down last night because I was broken out so bad. I mean, it felt like my body was on fire, and my eyes, had started just getting a few right through here. And this part of my lip down here swelled up, so I took my lip ring out last night just in case, because, don't want my lip swell up in the middle of the night and then my lip ring cutting into my lip, it was crazy. I wouldn't want that. You can see a few right here. I can see it in the camera. They itch. I shouldn't scratch them. I don't know if you can see any of the other ones. Probably not. I was just ready to give up last night. I was so upset and just in so much pain. and running a fever and just feeling really crappy. I was texting my mom last night and talking to her and talking to Megan, and I was like, you know what? If my body's ultimate goal is to destroy itself, it's attacking itself, making me extremely sick. If its ultimate goal is to just destroy itself, I wish it would go ahead so I wouldn't have to deal with this shit anymore. Now, saying that, I will go ahead and say I do not want to hurt myself. I do not want to go out and do anything like that. You know, being sick is very depressing, and I still have anxiety and panic attacks, especially when I'm breaking out really bad, and of course, it makes the hives worse. But dealing with those kind of thoughts in the past, I know how to maneuver them, I know how to get around them. I haven't had any serious thoughts of anything like that in a while. So, with that being said, I'm not saying I want to go out and do this. So, disclaimer, don't misconstrue my words here. But I was just ready to just lay down and give up. Like I said, if my body's ultimate goal is to destroy itself, it needs to go ahead and hurry up so I don't have to deal with it anymore. And that's a really bad mindset to be in because I have to fight every single day. And I don't make as many videos as I used to. Sometimes I just don't feel like it, or I don't like going out. I never, I mean, really have since all this has started. So it's just crazy. Like, I don't want to get out of bed some days. But like I said, I have to fight every single day with this bullshit. And it's like I have no idea what's going on and how to fix it. And the medicines aren't working. Or, I'm going through test after test after test. And it's like nothing's getting solved. So, but I have to keep going because there's no other option. Just like my dad said last night, well, you ain't got another option. Which I really don't. But I can't just lay down and give up because I have kids to take care of and family that loves me. And I need to stick around for a while because one day I want a family too. And I want to have kids. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to try to get myself better and to stick around long enough to give myself these opportunities. So, that being said, I found some questions that people, were asking of people with autoimmune diseases and chronic pain and chronic urticaria and stuff. If I can find it. I thought they were really great questions, and a lot of people think about them, but they never ask them. So I thought I'd read the questions out and answer them so, you don't have to ask. It'll be here, you'll know. Okay, so the first question is, how have friendships faded or grown since you have been diagnosed with a chronic illness? They have done both. Which I can't really say. There's one friend that I've lost. I can't really say that was due to my chronic illness because she kind of um, jumped out before it started getting really bad. But she knew about it, and she was in the wedding. And then we went to my mom's birthday party in March, and I never heard from her after that. She's changed her number. I can't get in touch with her. She's blocked me off of social media. We didn't have a fight. We didn't argue. We didn't fight. It was just she disappeared, and I don't understand. And then there's another friend I've been friends with for 7 or 8 years. Went to high school together and got really close. Two completely different people. Like, we're night and day, literally. And she was being really selfish and ridiculous. And I had taken medical leave from work, and Me and her were talking about, she knew the financial struggles we were having and trying to pay for these medicines that I needed and just what in a bad place I was and that we were. And she texted me one day talking about, I don't know, we're talking about my phone's contract is going to be up in a month. And I don't know whether to get the iPhone 6 or the Galaxy, but that doesn't support the game I've been playing for 3 months, or this phone that I currently have, blah, 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 blah. And then at the bottom, she put first world problems, LOL. So I read this and I had to pause for a second because anybody who knows me knows that I will fly off the handle really quickly. So I took a second to gather my thoughts and I sent back, I'm currently having to decide which bill is going to get paid this month, which is not, and which medicine I'm going to have to do without. First world problems, LOL. Because, everybody needs a reality check every now and then. Went completely over her head. She didn't catch onto it at all. I mean, just how self-centered can you be? So, oh my eye. So we argued back and forth for days. And like I've said in my past videos, at this point during this, if you were causing more stress, making me more sick than I already am, I will cut you off, no warning, no anything, because it's time for Chastity to take care of Chastity. And I'm not going to sit here and entertain pettiness from grown ass women when my health is on the line. And no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm worth more than that, and I'm more valued than that, and I'm not going to put up with it. So, um, she deleted me off of Facebook, and I noticed one day, and I messaged her about it, or texted her about it, and, she of course wanted to make it about her, again, talking about, well, I'm off of my medicine right now, so I just thought it would be, okay, that's fine. But then sends me a text for my birthday, and I didn't reply back, and then sends me a message on Facebook talking about, just picked up like we had just left off, like, hey, I'm going to be here and here and here. Do you want to see me? I didn't reply back. I'm not jumping into that ring of fire again. I mean, not at least right now. I'm not dealing with it. It's too much drama. So those are some of the friendships I've lost. And my next door neighbor, Stephanie, um, our relationship has really grown because she's just, I mean, there's sometimes we argue just like friends do. It happens. But she's really been there, and if I need her, I know I can text her or call her, and she'll walk right on over. It takes her a half of a second to get over here. And that's another really great advantage because she lives literally right next door. So she's never too far away if I need her or her mom or anything. So lost two, and I'm not going to say gained one because we were already friends, but our relationship's definitely gotten better. Next question is, do you have a faith that makes a difference? Does knowing that God made you beautiful matter? Absolutely. One of my friends on Facebook, I'd made a post about God one day, and he got on there and completely bashed it down, talking about you have to take control of your own life and don't give credit and power to the magic white figure in the sky that doesn't exist. And I'm like, whoa, buddy. You can be atheist and all. That's completely fine. I'm friends with everybody. I have friends from all walks of life. Diversity is key. That's the only way you learn about other people and other cultures is to befriend and be diverse in your friend selections. But don't come on my post bashing what I'm saying. I didn't appreciate that at all. I'm not gonna say I'm very religious because I don't think I am very religious, but I have a very special relationship with God, and I pray and I read my Bible and scripture, and when Noni and I are feeling up to it, like I said, she's going through chemotherapy. We have Bible study over here, and we talk about God quite often. That's um It's really important to me because there's been times where I wouldn't have gotten through the day had I not, turned to God and, just held on to the hope that, all this modern medicine is great and my doctors are fantastic. But in the end, it comes down to, he is the great physician and he will heal me one of these days. I completely have faith in that. Um, and does knowing that God made you beautiful matter? It does matter. God made everybody in his own image and everybody is beautiful. The biggest thing I struggle with is when I'm having a really bad breakout, especially on my face. My body is all distorted and it looks like I'm in a funhouse mirror. And I feel really ugly some days because it looks really bad and it feels even worse. So I'm really self-conscious when people point it out, like, "Oh, Chastity does look really bad today," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know they look bad. Imagine how they feel." But I'm working on it. That's something I'm learning every day. Is to love myself more and more, and it's okay to feel ugly sometimes because you're not gonna feel your best every single day, but you have to get up, show up, and never give up. So. Next question is, how have you learned to keep in touch with who you are even after you've lost sight of all that you had known? I have problems with this. I feel like a completely different person. I just, I don't know. That's a really hard question to answer. I don't know. I feel like the person who I was is going to be gone forever because of this experience. You know, that's the great thing about time and circumstances and situations. They change us so we can become better and not be the people who we were. Do I miss my old life a year and a half ago? Absolutely. I mean, I would give anything to have my health back. But then again, like I've said in my past videos, I'm being put through this for a reason. And this is happening for a reason. And my breakdown is going to be a breakthrough one of these days. And I have to look at it like that and keep moving forward. Okay, is it challenging to keep hold of your identity while dealing with your illness? That was basically the same question. I just answered that. How does the support or lack of support from your family members affect how you manage or cope with your illness? Ooh, I dropped it. I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody support or lack thereof from family or friends could make or break you when you're dealing with an illness like this. If you feel like you have nobody on your side some days and nobody is understanding you and, it's not taken seriously or stuff like that, you will get more sick. And a lot of it is mind control over your illness, which that sounds kind of funny, but today I'm thinking more positively and I feel a little bit better today. Last night I was wanting to give up, just lay down and quit, and I felt like crap last night. But then again, how you're feeling during the day controls your mindset too, so it's, vice versa, it goes back and forth. But on the other hand, if you have great family and great friends that are there to support you 100% of the way, just like my mom last night, I was ready to give up. I texted her and we were talking about it. And just the fact knowing that you have somebody there that you can send a message to or call or text whenever you need them, that could make all the difference. And I'm not going to lie, there's been some days where I have felt no support. I've just felt alone and isolated because just like with cancer, just like with fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, or just like my mom's chronic back pain from an injury due to work, unless you were in that specific situation and had been through everything that person's going through, you can never 100% relate. Never. So, like I said, the most support or the lack thereof support could make or break you in one of these situations, but I am very lucky that I have great friends and family that are there almost all the time when I need them. And that was the last of the questions. So this is like one of the longest videos. I tend to talk longer when I haven't made a video in a while. So I go back in 10 to 12 days to get the stitch out of my arm removed and hopefully have my lab results, and I will make another video then if nothing else happens between now and then to reveal the lab results and the biopsy results to see what happens next in the life of Confessions of a Drama Queen. Alright guys, thanks for listening. I love you all. Bye.